Welcome everybody to the Reformer Masterclass today. The session that I've planned is a feel-good flow class. We're going to be, doing a full body workout, doing a bit of kind of a 360 workout, but not concentrically. No, I forgot the word. We're not going around in a circle. We'll be changing it up a little bit, but we'll be hitting on that full body workout by the end of the session. I will be giving you all options for different levels. So take the option that works best for you today. Remember, this is your workout, your practice, so you can change your springs whenever you want. If my spring recommendation just doesn't seem right, then throw it out the window and try some things that feel good for you. I will be getting you all to start. We're going to be starting with some feet-in straps. So around about, for this first bit, we'll be laying down for the first cluster. So around about 2 springs is great. We're going to move from our feet-in straps into some bridging work, into some single leg footwork. So the single leg footwork, we're going to do a little bit of choreography, and you may feel like it gets heavy because we're doing quite a lot of reps to get all the layers in. So feel free at any point, if you're like, can't do another rep, jump up and pop that spring down, or you might be good to go. So around about 2 heavy springs, depending on what your reformer is like. Let's get into it. If you are watching this back and you are prenatal, obviously you won't, well, not obviously, but if you're not aware that supine is not recommended after 13 weeks, so you will need to prop yourself up for the whole first section. Let's get into it. So, foot bars up, round about 2 heavy springs on there. We're going to get straight into feet-in straps. So just have a lay down on your carriage, pop your feet on the bar, and just settle down into the bed there for a moment. Maybe you do a quick little stretch with your knees side to side, and then grab those straps and get them straight on your feet. I love to start classes with feet-in straps, and I know a lot of my students love it as well. They love to lay down at the beginning, and I find. And so here they get like a nice stretch laying down. So let's just go straight into some circles. So you can do the circles in whatever direction you want to start with, keeping in mind that if you're teaching at a studio, you're going to want to cue the direction, right? Otherwise you'll have collisions. So just getting those legs circling up and around, reaching those straps out wide to the sides of the room. All right, let's just go for 2 more in this direction. And then reverse. So circling back around the other way. There's just nothing like leg circles, is there? So just let the resistance and the ropes pull you into the stretch. Try not to fight it. Just work with that. That's the beauty of it. All right, let's go for another 2 here in this direction, and then we'll get the spine moving a little bit more. Or a lot more. All right, so the next time you circle around, sweep your straps down towards your foot bar. Remember, a little guide with feet-in straps is just keeping the ropes off your body. We're going to go into our short spine massage. So you're going to reach your straps up towards the ceiling and then just let them pull you over. So if your springs are heavy enough, that can be a really good assist. Then you're going to get up as high as you can. So push your straps higher to the ceiling. Pull your knees down to your shoulder pads. So you're in a tight little ball here. Stay in that ball as you roll yourself down the bed, and then press your straps back out to the foot bar. Let's go again. Straps come up and they pull you overhead. Park your carriage. Lift up a little higher. Curl into a ball, and then roll it down and press away. Let's go for a few more of those. So just let them feel good, right? Don't put too much emphasis on work. Let the springs and the straps just pull you over. So if it feels like it's not pulling you over, you could add a little bit more load. All right, this is our last one here. That's it. Get as high as you can, curl into a ball, and then slowly roll it down, all the way down, and press long again. Okay, we're going to go into a little movement that I was taught, and it's taught as stags. It's called different things by different people. I call it stags. So we're going to start it by just doing some frogs. So heels together and toes apart. Pull your straps in close in a froggy leg position. Press your straps back out to the foot bar. That's it. So just doing your frogs here. So frogs on the reformer was not a traditional exercise, but it was done on the Cadillac by Joe. All right, let's go for 3 more frogs. And when you bring the straps in, just see if you can get them in as tight as possible. Just get that deep hip flexion. All right, on the next one, bend in, but don't come in so deep. All right, here we go. So we're gonna layer this up a little bit. You're gonna take the leg that is closest to me and just reach it straight out to the side towards me. That's it. Then you're gonna bring your heels back to touch. To the other side, reach the other leg out away from me and then bring your heels back to touch. So the aim of the game is to keep the carriage still, which means you're just working into the resistance that the springs are providing you in the straps. You're not pushing at all. All right, keep it all still. Let's go 1 more each side. Okay, so now you're going to reach that leg out towards me and pause. So you've got 1 froggy leg, 1 straight leg out to the side. You're going to push both straps out to the foot bar, heels together. Bend back into your frog, pause, reach that straight leg out away from me. Push into both straps, heels together. Bend in, reach to me, push to your bar. Bend into your frog, reach away from me, push to your bar. That's it. Let's go for 1 more each side. Bend to me, push to your bar, bend in, reach away from me, push to your bar. Okay, so now we're going to do the full version where we just simply swing from side to side. So as you slide that straight leg out towards me, you're going to bend into that froggy leg on the other side. Push straight out so that your heels come together. Swing to the other side. 1 straight leg, 1 bent leg. Swing and reach. Try and smooth it out completely so that there is no stop at the bar. It's just a transition through to the other side. That's it. You can experiment with pointing feet, flexing 1, pointing 1. I have heard of these being called Peter Pans by some teachers as well. But stag is a gymnastic reference. And while I've never heard of Joe teaching these, he did have a gymnastic influence. So I think he'd rather stag than Peter Pan, personally. Trying to come up with Joe approved names. Let's go for 2 more each side. And I don't know about you, but I am feeling my inner thighs. Last one each side. Awesome job. All right, need a little stretch now. So let's take the soles of the feet together. Grab down onto your straps and give yourself a little rock here from side to side. You may prefer to have those legs out wide. You might even prefer to have your legs together because they've been apart and they just want to be together now. So do what stretch feels good for you. Maybe even curling into a little ball. Alrighty, we're going to get those straps off our feet now. So take your straps off, find your feet on the foot bar and just let your straps come onto their shoulder pads, onto their little hooks or wherever they live behind you there. And then just settle onto the carriage. So maybe you need to have a quick little wiggle. All right, so we're going to start here with our heels on the foot bar, around about the width of our hips. So heels on, and the feet are flexed. Go ahead and just rest your arms down on the carriage beside you. We're just going to start here by doing a few bridges with the carriage still. So go ahead and just peel up. Do your best to keep the carriage still. Press your waistband high to the ceiling. And then take your time to roll it down. So just nice and easy. All right, let's go again. Peeling up. Pressing high. Once you're at the top, really press your waistband. Look at your waistband and see if you can visibly get it higher. And then slowly melt yourself back down onto that carriage. All right, we just have 2 more like this. Peeling up, getting as much mobility, like really rolling through the spine, pressing high. And rolling down. Full range. Go for your full range today. Last one, pressing high. And then roll it all the way down. And just let your knees go for a little swish there from side to side. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, 4 more bridges, but this time I'm going to get you to pop your arches on. So we're just exploring what it feels like, what bridges feel like for you in your body, and different parts of the foot, because in my experience, different people like different parts of the foot. It can be a good way to give choice, and it's nice for you to explore it yourself. So we're on the arch. Let's go for the roll, rolling up. Now, what you will notice, press that waistband high, is if you've got longer legs and you're on your arch or your toes, there's less space because you're bringing your legs closer to you. So there may be a situation where you just kind of need to cue people to just press out a little bit and keep the carriage still off the stopper, just so that they feel like they've got space to roll up and roll down. Something to keep in mind. All right, this is your last one here on your arches. And I think it's a nice little point of difference as well when you're getting people to just to hold that carriage off the stopper and keep it still. Potentially a little bit more work going on there. All right, have a little sweep from side to side with those knees before we come onto the toes doing the bridges. Okay, so we've got the ball of the foot on the bar, toes are wrapping around. See if you can keep those heels lifted just slightly. I'm going to push the carriage out just a little bit so I've got space to roll up. So go ahead and peel yourself up, doing your best to keep the carriage still. Press that waistband high, high, high. Look at it. Can you get a tiny bit higher? And then slowly roll it down, down, down. All right, 3 more like that. Roll it up. So just checking in and seeing how it feels on the different part of the foot. I always find toes more challenging. That's me personally. Some people, it's not so much about the challenge, it's just so much more comfortable on a different part of their foot. And we're all so unique. It's great to be able to give that choice or, you know, just challenge different areas that we don't normally. All right, let's wrap it up. And your last one. Awesome. Roll it all the way down. Back of the legs are nice and warm now. Let's swish it from side to side. Okay, so we're going to go into that single leg footwork now that I was telling you about at the start. So I'm going to get you to pop your toes still on the bar, and we're going to just one leg. So I don't mind what side you choose, so long as you remember what side you're on. I'm going to start with my right leg pushing, and I'm just going to pick my left toes up off the bar. So to get started, that's all we're doing. We're just pressing the carriage out and pulling the carriage back in. And this leg here that's just kind of resting, you can just tuck it in nice and close to your body. You can even hold on to it if that feels more comfortable. For now, do what you like there. All right, here we go for some layers. So I'm going to get you now to start reaching that free leg over the bar as you come in. Press away, reach over as you come in. And be quite assertive with this free leg. You want to really pull it in and reach it long. Pull it in, reach it long. It's not just kind of flopping here and dangling there. So it's either bent or it's straight. Bent or straight. Two more. Last one. Now press out and hold. Here's a little addition. So we're going to kick that leg straight up to the ceiling, bend it back in, reach it over the bar. Press out, kick, bend, home. Kick, bend, home. And then just kind of smooth it out. Press, kick, bend, home. Hopefully you've got the right spring choice on. Burnies have begun. Okay, press out, kick, hold it up. So you've got two straight legs. You're going to tap the bar with that top leg, kick it straight back up, bring it home. That's it. So you press out, kick, tap, lift, home. Press and kick, tap, lift, home. You got it. Press and kick, tap, lift, home. Keep it going. All right. Last one like this, and then we'll add on the last final step. All right, so you're going to press out, kick, tap, lift, flex both feet, point both feet, bring it home. So that's all of it. So just stop there for a sec. Have a little wiggle if you need it. Have a quick little swish from side to side. Take a breath, and we're going to do the full thing. We're going to do 6 full repetitions of the choreography, and we're going to smash it. You ready? So same foot on, same foot pressing. Get that foot in the right position. Other foot's tucked in. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Press and kick. Tap, lift, flex both feet, point both feet, bring it home. That's 1. Let's go. 5 more. Press and kick. Tap, lift, flex, point, bring it home. 4 more. Press and kick. Tap, lift, flex, point, home. 3. Kick, tap, lift, flex, point, home. Last two, press and kick, tap, lift, flex, point, home. Last one. You know what you're doing. Oops, I forgot my tapping. I do that. All right, bring it home. Anyone else want to do the flex point before the tap? Every time I do. All right, let's have a little swish from side to side. Nice job, everybody. That one got me sweaty. Okay, so we have the other leg to go. So let's get that leg organized. Foot pressing on the bar. Free leg is reaching, or just tucking in, I should say. So it's just in towards you to start. And we're just getting that other leg pushing. Just push and return. So just listening to the carriage, seeing if you can make it as smooth as possible. All right. You know you did it on the other side, so you can do it on this side. Let's start reaching that free leg over the bar now. Reach it over, pull it in. Reach, pull. That's it. You got it. Strong with those legs. That's it, nice. Okay, we are going to add on the kick now. So press out, kick up, bend in, return home. Press out, kick up, bend in, home. And then start smoothing it out. Press and kick, home. And now you know we've only got one more, well no, we've got two more steps really. So let's do the second last one. We kick and hold. We tap the bar. Pick it straight up. Bend home. Press out, kick, tap, lift, bring it home. That's it. Tap, lift, bring it home. One more like that. Kick, tap, lift. And now we add the final step. Let's do it. So we go press and kick, tap, lift. We flex both feet. So your heel is going under the bar. The other foot is facing up to the ceiling. Point and come home. Take a quick little moment. All right, take a breath. Remember, we're going to do those 6. Your legs are probably burning like mine. It's nice to have a little break. So we're going to do those 6 full movements. I'll talk you through it. And then on the last one, you can nail it without me. All right, let's do it. We're going to press out, kick, tap the bar, lift. Flex both feet, point both feet, bring it home. Press and kick, tap, lift, flex, point, home. Press and kick, tap, lift, flex, point, home. Press and kick, tap, lift, flex, point, and home. Press and kick, tap, lift, flex, point, bring it home. This is your last one. And bring it all the way home. You can let your legs dangle over the bar. Give them a little shake out. Nice job, everybody. That got me going. All right, let's come on up. So now what I find if I do something like that and you're doing lots of free leg movements, it's the same if you're doing single leg foot and strap. It's like that leg that's not supported sometimes gets grumpy for people. I don't feel like myself, but I've seen it enough in classes to know that people are like, hip flexors feel terrible. So I love to do a little stretch out after something like that. So drop your springs to about one heavy spring. And we're just going to come to the side of the carriage in our little hip stretch position and just stretch out those hips so we can get the hammies at the same time. We're just going to move through it. So just pressing out and pulling in. Your knee is on the carriage, your other foot's on the floor, and you're pushing your foot up against that shoulder pad. So maybe a little bit more focus on the hip if you feel like you need that stretch there. And a little thing to do here is if you can jump your foot on the floor further forward, you've got more opportunity to, as you come down, keep your body lifted. If your foot is back here, when you press away, I can't even get to the end. I hit the end. Can you see my body has to lean forward to stay holding on to the bar? So I want you to practice this for yourself, just as a little self-test. I think, Christina, you've probably done this with me a million times. So press out into a stretch with your body upright. So bring that foot forward as much as you need to, so that when your hands are on the bar, maybe they're bent, but you're sinking down as deep as you can with your body lifted. Hold that stretch. Now fold forward and notice the stretch disappear. Yeah? In this hip. So when you push back, you're getting that stretch. Can't see my hip on that side, but I'll go here. You're getting that stretch all the way through this front of the body here. So you want to keep your body upright. So bringing the foot further forward will allow you to keep your body upright and get the most out of that stretch. All right, let's go for one more on that side. Just exploring that extra stretch. That's it. And then bring yourself up onto your carriage. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit of a rolling movement, just getting back to a bit of spine movements. So you're going to bring your hands onto the foot bar. Feet are tucked up against the shoulder pads. And I'm going to get you to sit back to your heels, but not on them. So just hovering off. Your back is round, like you're doing knee stretches if you know that exercise. You're going to press the carriage back with your legs, not your arms. Your arms are just holding still. That's it. And then just round yourself back in again. Press back to a slow plank. And then just let the springs pull you back into the round back. Press and curl in. One more press and curl it in. Okay, so now we're going into the arch back, just like our knee stretches. So we are arching, we're in a back bend, we're pressing out into the plank, and then we're going to pull in like we're doing our down stretch. Sit back into your arch back kneeling position. Press back with your legs. Pull in with your arms. Sit back. Press back. Pull in. One more. Sit back. Press back. And pull in. Okay, so we're going to sort of kind of tie those two together. Start in that round back position that we started in. You're going to swing yourself out, so press out with your legs. Now pull in with your arms, looking up, finding your waistband towards your foot bar. Sit back into your round back. Press back with your legs, pull in with your arms, find the back bend. That's it. Keep the carriage in as you sit back. Press back, pull in, lift up. One more, please. Sit back, press back, and pull in. Okay, nice. Let's come off to the other side. And we're going to come back and revisit something sort of like that after we do this stretch. So we're back in our hip stretch. Remember those top tips from me. It's also totally fine if you want to bring those toes up off the floor when you press back into your stretch. And then just keep it flowing. That's it. Maybe you can get the top of your thigh to rest down on the bed as you press back. That's it. All right, last one. And then bring it all in. Okay, so we're coming back up onto the carriage and we want to go a little bit heavier. So you should be on around about 1 heavy spring at the moment. We want to be on more like 1.5 now. So just adjust your spring setting. We did those rolling movements before. We're going to be doing those same shapes, but we're going to do it in a specific way. And this is Joseph Pilates exercise called Tiger Stretch. It's not in your course. It's a more unknown exercise, but it's a really great one. So let's get your feet up against the shoulder pads. We start in that round back position that we did at the start, and we've got the extra resistance, which means essentially we've got more work to push against. The carriage wants to come in, so you need to slow it down. So we press the carriage out with our legs, and then we pull the carriage in. It comes in on its own, really. We find that back bend. That's it. So we're in our down stretch shape. We swing straight back out in that shape. And then we bend our knees and pull the carriage underneath us. That's it. Press out, plank, pull it in, back bend, press out, curl it back in. Press out to your plank, back bend, down stretch. Press out in your down stretch, curl it back in. Press out, pull in, press out, curl in. That's it. Keep that going. Yes, beautiful. That's it. Find your deeper shapes. You've got 2 more. Deeper shapes. Yes, good, Meredith. Nice, D, getting those thighs down to the carriage. Well done. Finish that last one. Fantastic. All right. Have a little wiggle there. We're going to be moving into some side work, side bendy work. So just shake it off. We're going to drop the springs down to lighter again, but it will be very dependent on your reformer and you personally. So it's always good if you're teaching in a group class to have a base and know the people that you might need to watch for. I am going to suggest you be somewhere around 1 heavy. That could mean when we step it up and it gets a little bit more challenging, you need to add on a little bit more. It could mean when we're down lower here, it's going to feel too heavy. So just see what feels best for you. We're going to start by kneeling in the middle of the carriage. Now, if your carriage doesn't have a good amount of squish, feel free to get some extra padding. Get not a pillow, that's not going to make things easier for you, but maybe some another mat or a towel or something like that. So our knees are together, there's no gaps. No gaps. That's it. You're squeezing your legs together. You're going to fall off to the side into a plank shape, which means this outside knee will kind of fall up off the carriage as you come to the side. All right, so we're going to just simply push the carriage out and pull it back in. That's it. That's it. So remember, something like one heavy spring could be really heavy on your carriage, or maybe there's something going on with your shoulder today. So just see what works best for you. Press out and pull back in. All right, just 2 more like that. Excellent. You got it. Okay, park your carriage. We're going to change it up a little bit. So that was kind of our warm up. Now you're going to take your foot onto your headrest. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to push out now. It's probably going to feel lighter for you now because you have the other foot staggered. Yeah. Now you're going to reach out into this sort of star position here. But as you pull the carriage in, I want you to reach over your foot bar, finding a side bend. Try to keep this arm straight the whole time if you can though. Press out. Hand can come down to the knee and then pull in and reach over. And the key to keeping the arm on the bar straight is as you pull the carriage in, you don't let your elbow bend, which means your body finds a deeper side bend. Press out. So the carriage comes in, but not from the arm, it's from the legs underneath you. That's it. Let's change this up slightly. So you're going to press away and then you're going to reach that arm forward, 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 and then into the side bend. Press out, reach forward to me, try and touch me, and then over the bar, find the side bend. So just let that be really feel good, like explore what your spine does and how it feels. One more. And then we reverse the arm. So you're in your side bend, reach forward now. Let the front of your body tip down towards the floor and out. And then we side bend. Circle around and over. Circle around and over. Last one. And over. Fantastic. Okay, come up off your hand now. Shake it off. We're going to come back to this side, but we're going to do that little sequence first on the other side, which I love to do in group class because it means that this arm gets a break. And then when we come back and do the standing work, if you choose to take the standing option, it's like you've got a fresh arm, which is cool. So you're going to turn around and you're going to get into that kneeling plank position first. So remember, knees together, no gap. So knees squeezing together all the way. That's it. Hand finds the foot bar. And then you're just in your plank position as you press out and pull back in. Press out and pull back in. That's it. So try to keep it as a plank. We'll get the side bend happening soon. That's it. Awesome. That's it, Narelle. Nice job. Okay. Last one like that. And then park your carriage and step your foot onto your headrest. All right, so just get used to this shape now. So you're going to push the carriage out. That's it. And then pull it back in. That's it. All right, let's add the arm on now. So you're going to push out and reach the arm out. And then as you pull the carriage in, reaching over to the foot bar. So everything reaches out as the carriage goes out. As the carriage comes in, that's when you find your side bend. Yeah. If you can, see if you can keep your arm by your ear as you side bend. That's it. Look at the wall in front of you, not down towards the floor. That's it. Really nice. Find your full range here. Big reach overhead. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to add in that extra little flavor with the arm circles. So you're going to press away. Your arm is going to circle around in front of you and then find your side bend as you park. Good. Press away. Arm circles in front and then overhead as you park the carriage. Good. Reach away. Circle, big circle around. That's it. One more like that. Beautiful. And then reverse it. So circle your arm forward to the wall as you press away. And then as you pull in, find that deep side bend. That's it. As you circle that arm forward, think about even kind of rotating downwards to get a little bit more movement through your spine and through the shoulder. That's it. You got it. You've got one more of these. Wonderful. All right, shake it off. We're going to come up and do a standing side bend now. So if you don't want to, or if you want to give it a go and then opt out, you can always do the same movement kneeling. It's slightly different to what we were just doing because you're either going to be doing it with both knees down. So essentially press out to plank, pull into the side bend. Or if you want to do the standing version, you've got your feet up. So let's give it a go. Remember, your spring resistance will feel different now once we come up to standing. So once you, from kneeling to standing, your spring resistance feels lighter, right? So which, if you're feeling it so much in your shoulder, is a good thing. But if it feels like the carriage is running away and never going to come back, you need to add more load. So if you're on about one heavy spring and you've got a quarter, that's going to be your first thing to try. So if you're going to give it a go, you're going to stand beside your carriage. You'll have one hand on your foot bar, and then you're going to bring this top leg, the outside leg, to the front shoulder pad. And then you're coming up to stand. So that might be that your carriage goes straight out, and if it feels like you can hold it something like steady, awesome. Otherwise, add more load. Here's the movement. You're in a plank. As you pull the carriage in, you'll let your waistband fly up to the ceiling in the side bend. Press out to the plank, pull in to the side bend. Try to get that carriage to the stopper. Plank, side bend, plank, side bend. Now you can totally play around with those movements we did before, reaching around and up, reaching forward and back, reaching over and back. So feel free to play with it or just be like, I'm done, that's finished. You've got about 2 more if you can, of whatever you feel like doing here. And then you can bend your knees, rest them down on the carriage, and come on down. Well done. That was so great, everyone. Shake it off. So we've got the other side to have a go of now. So wander around to the other side of the carriage and let's get yourself set up there. I don't feel this myself, but from a lot of students that I've worked with, they definitely feel one side much easier than the other. So just be prepared that that's going to be something to deal with as well. Maybe slightly different springs on one side to be able to make the movement happen. All right, so hand on the foot bar. And then you're stepping one foot up onto the shoulder pad at the front and then the other one to the back. Swap your legs over, and it doesn't matter so much in this movement, but it will in others. All right, so you're going to press the carriage out. That's it. And then as you pull the carriage in, side bend up and over. Let the waistband on the top there fly up to the ceiling. So it's like a side pike, yeah? Yeah, pull it up. So good. Yes. Amazing. And then maybe you play around with the arms or not. See what feels good. Fantastic. See if you can go for another 2. Well done. And then you can let your knees come down or you can step down. And I just want to highlight real quick there, Dee, because I did kind of tell you to change your feet. And I only did that, and it's a bit of a habit that I have for this side plank kind of work, because if you ever decide to throw in different variations, or if you just forget and then the feet are in the wrong spot, different things won't work. So if you're doing this movement where you can press out to your plank and then you do a little kind of elephant pike, it doesn't work too good when the feet are the other way. You're like kind of twisted and it just doesn't feel good. So if you can get into the habit of getting that outside leg forward, just means you could do whatever you want there if you're just freestyling, or just to get into the habit so you don't forget when you are doing that. Just to give you the, the reason why. Okay, so let's move on to a little bit of standing work to finish off. I'm going to get you all to put your foot bars down, please. And we want to be on a lightish spring. That could be like a 3/4 or a half for you, if you know what that feels like. You want it to be fairly light and skatey. We're going back to a little bit more inner thigh work. So now if you have a platform extender that you want to use for standing, you can pop that on now. Or if you just use your attached platform, that's also cool. So remember, whenever we're doing work where we are standing up, we need to be very implicit with telling our students where to stand. And then you will still have people that stand in the wrong spot, but at least you've done your duty of care, telling them where to stand. So 1 foot on the platform first, always. On the platform, it doesn't move. I even say stuff like that. The platform doesn't move. Please step onto it first. Step up onto your carriage, and 1 foot can go there. Now, straight away, you will get a sense of how light your carriage is. Oh, I'm on a 1/4. I might just change mine up. So around about a half. Should feel light and skatey, but maybe not too light and skatey. So see how that feels for you. So let's just get into a little bit of our standing side splits. So we're just sliding the carriage out and reaching the arms wide and bringing the carriage back in. Now, if you are hitting the end of the stopper at the pulley end, like I am there, you can make the movement bigger by putting your foot further towards the middle of the carriage, and that will give you more space to go wider, if that's what you're after. I also definitely encourage feet to turn out a little bit, because that can just give you a little bit more space as well. So just play around and see what feels good for you. All right, we're going to turn this into a standing saw now. So you're going to slide out, reach the arms. Don't go too wide. You want to be able to keep your carriage still here. You're going to twist to face your foot bar, side of your carriage, to the foot bar. Keep the carriage still. As you fold forward and saw off that pinky toe 3 times, lift back up, pull the carriage back in. Reach out, twist. Go for the saw. Try to keep the carriage still, lift up, pull the carriage in. Nice, keep going there. Press out, reach. Twist and saw, saw, saw. Lift up, pull it in. Nice work. And saw. Very good. And bring it in. So keep going to that foot bar side each time. That's it. And your last one now. Press out, twist, saw. Yeah, can you get pinky finger to pinky toe? A little bit more going on than when you're sitting on the mat, right? And bring it all the way in. Nice job, everybody. Okay, so step onto your platform now. We're going to turn around. Remember, stepping onto your platform first, safety first, and then you have 1 foot on the carriage. Okay, so we're starting with just the side splits to begin. So just sliding the carriage out, arms and legs go out wide, and pulling the carriage back in. Now this always blows my mind a little bit. Like I feel like it's kind of a math problem, and I'm not very good with maths. I didn't do well there. But when we turn around, but we go still to the same side, it is the other side. Okay, kind of makes sense, but something about it doesn't sit right with me. So we're just going to do 2 more, and then we're going to take it into the saw, and just like before, we're twisting to the foot bar foot or the platform foot. All right, so press out to your saw now, twist to that foot bar foot, add those little pulses. Yeah, stand back up, pull the carriage in, press out, reach, twist and saw, 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 stand up, pull the carriage in. Nice work. Keep that going. That's it. You got it. Go for 2 more, please. And your last saw. Once you finish that last one, you can step on down. You are all finished, my friends. Great job today. Hopefully you're feeling a bit worked and a bit stretched. And I hope you have a wonderful day. If anybody has a question, please feel free to unmute and ask away. Otherwise, if you need to head off, thanks for coming, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.